In my experience, there are a few fundamental mistakes new learning designers can make. In this video, I will list them, as well as some suggestions to avoid them. Bianca Raby here, learning designer, author and serial entrepreneur. The learning design profession is relatively new. To be honest, there are still large percentages of the education sector who haven't caught on yet. A friend of mine recently told me that he has had to start calling himself teaching support at his university as the academics resist collaborating when he says he's there to support the design of the learning. So for many learning designers, they are often forging the way in their workplaces. So here are 3 mistakes that I have seen LDs make and some helpful hints to avoid them. Number 1, underestimating their role as educators. Regardless of whether you've come from an education background to the role of learning designer, you are in fact an educator. I know many organisations now turning to graphic designers, media producers and user experience experts and training them in learning design. If this is you, you will need to get over any imposter syndrome fast. For all those seasoned educators out there, owning and drawing on your educational background is critical. You will be reviewing learning outcomes, assessing for constructive alignment, writing assessments and using your communication superpowers to unpack complex concepts to be taught through a screen. Often you are in charge of the educational rigour in an online course. So be ready to back up your design decisions with educational theory and keep up to date about what is working in the online space. Number 2, assumptions.
Remember, Bianca, the word assume makes an ass out of you and me.
That was my dad just now, reminding us all what assumptions can do. Sometimes I see LDs assume that they will be warmly welcomed into project teams as their sole job is to make the learning better. However, more often than not, in making it better, you will be challenging the already established ways of working, whether that be institutional or individual. In some cases, the learning design process can actually expose poor quality work. Just recently, OPEDA worked with a client who resisted almost all of our learning design suggestions. Each line of the storyboard was a battlefield. Halfway through the project, they even questioned the validity and role of the entire course being built. This can be super stressful for the team and an example of when we need to check our assumptions at the door. Not everybody wants improvement, not everybody wants help, not everybody wants or has the capacity to learn new ways. So a hot tip, work on your interpersonal skills and strategies with new working relationships. Remember, you never really know what's going on for the people you are asked to work with. Tread gently, but with strength. Number 3, forgetting the learner. Sometimes LDs can get carried away with the fun and fancy tech on offer, or they have some cool ideas they want to try. It's important to always stay focused on who the learners are in the context of each course design. What works for some won't for others. Just as actioning a complicated integration may not be worth it for some learner groups. Yes, we must use tools to engage learners, but we also must honour their busy lives and motivation. For example, a client recently requested 2 drag and drop activities for a module in their course. To do this, we would have had to purchase and integrate a new piece of software. As much as we love their idea, it really isn't worth it for something that would take the learners 5 minutes to complete. Especially as these learners would be attending a live session around the exercise in question. So brainstorm, be creative and allow for new ideas. However, also be realistic about what value all the bells and whistles will actually give the learners. What do you think of these? I'd love to hear. Drop your comments below if you feel called. And if you are keen to learn how to be a learning designer, check out OPEDA's Learning Design Practitioner Micro-Credential. And if you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to click like, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, for a deeper dive into skills I think are essential for learning designers, check out this video. Thanks for watching and until next time, stay awesome!